and however you may be listening. Fox Sports Radio, iHeartRadio, FS1. I did zany radio bits like 10 years ago.
Oh, yeah, I did zany radio bits not 10 years ago.
Yeah. So we'll see.
But
the Buffalo.
I'm available for that stuff, though. You are, America's media icon.
I know. It's true. Well, Howard Stern has done radio bits. Conservative radio feels like one big bit. They're just making stuff up.
It's like a never-ending SNL skit. I'm so concerned about it that, like, I honestly, if you did lose this, which it is on the board because I tend to lean towards Nick as far as the Bills take goes. I might volunteer as tribute just so that video doesn't have to be on the internet of you. That's how much respect I have for you, Colin.
All right. Well, that's nice of you. So, listen, Aaron Rodgers said something yesterday, and he tried to create an argument that doesn't exist. So he's talking about GOATs, the greatest of all time. He's on the Pat McAfee show. And there's what Aaron Rodgers said.
There's way too many people labeled the GOAT, or this guy's the GOAT of this guy's the GOAT of that. It used to be greatest of all time is one person, right? But now, because there's way too many GOATs, I think you have to break it out into specific categories. Best winner of all time, person who's won the most championships. Best player, which involves talent and ability and what you did with it. Most talented player,
That'd probably be you.
Best thrower of the football.
That's probably you.
There's all these different ways you can break that out.
No, nobody does that. Aaron, there's one GOAT, it's Brady, it's not you. Nobody breaks it up like that. You want us to. Nobody breaks it up like that, Aaron. Michael Jordan's the GOAT. Wayne Gretzky's the GO. He's like the chosen one, or what do they call him? The great one. He's just the GO. And then there's like Michael, and there's Brady, and then there's Gretzky, and there's like Pele. Nobody, Aaron, is doing that. I will, though, say of the 12 greatest quarterbacks I've ever seen, I've always looked at them differently based on a lot of factors. I would say of like the 12 best quarterbacks I've ever seen, and this is, here's the three groups. I would put them in the super talented. And to me, that is Favre, Marino, Rodgers, Elway. Some won a championship, some didn't, some won a couple. God gave them something that nobody else had. Arm strength, release, it's just different looking. Favre, Marino, Rodgers, Elway. It just looks different. I would say there's the super winners. They also had talent, but maybe it was their leadership, their coach. They just played in big games forever, and they seem to win a lot of them. Bradshaw, Aikman, Brady, Montana. And then I would classify the super unique. Breeze is the most accurate thrower of the football I have ever seen. Russell Wilson's the single greatest playmaker. Peyton Manning changed the game intellectually. He was a coach on the field. And then Steve Young was a precursor to Russell Wilson. They're just unique. They may not have all the championships. They don't have the raw talent of Marino. They're maybe not as, but there's something there. It's a little talent, a little leadership, a little winning, and I've never seen another quarterback I compared to Peyton, ever. It's just the way he played. Now, I will say this. Patrick Mahomes is the only quarterback I've ever seen that could be in all three of those. He's it. Not saying he's going to be. And I need to see. We're really, he's been here at the party for about an hour and a half. Let's see a couple more years. It's the only quarterback that he's unique, left-handed throws, sidearm. Talent, it's absurd. And he has a chance with Andy Reid to join the super winner. And in my life, I couldn't put one guy in all three. Mahomes is the only one potentially that can get there. But Aaron, nobody's talking about best arm is GOAT. That doesn't exist. That argument, nobody's talking about that.
Offense, and Aaron Rodgers is very happy with the way his team is playing right now.
Yeah, we're playing great football. Now we can say it. We're 14 weeks in, 13 games and a bye. So, yeah, now we can say it. We're having, a lot of success on offense. I think we're number 2 in yards. Not sure where we're at in points per game. We're number 2 in third down percentage, number 1 now in red zone.
You ever know someone who, like, is the worst person to be wrong around? Feels like if you say something and Aaron Rodgers knows you're incorrect, you're gonna get the most calm undressing by Aaron Rodgers. Like you're bragging about something and then you're like, oh,
well,
I was wrong and I got to run into this guy tomorrow.
Aaron also has this thing where he wants you to think he's cool and doesn't care about stuff. But he went on to talk about the GOAT thing, and he's got it all in his head. He just wants you to think he doesn't care about. When people say they don't care about stuff, they care more than they're willing to let on they care about stuff.
Yeah, I mean, if you don't care about something, you just simply don't talk about it.
The idea that Aaron wouldn't care about some GOAT conversations, well, he's in some of those, so of course he cares.
And as he should.
Yes.
He's somebody who's going to leave a very storied legacy on the NFL. Of course he's thought about it.
Yeah.
And he's right. They are playing good football. I just love the way he talks about it. It's like, I would hate to be bragging to Aaron Rodgers about something and then find out later I was wrong. You're going to run into him the next day. He's definitely going to let you know. But they are atop the division and atop the NFC right now. The NFC playoff picture is kind of interesting because the in the hunt teams obviously we're not taking seriously at this point, but Vikings and Bears the
top of it's too good to take them seriously.
Yes, exactly. The Seahawks, Bucks, and Cardinals are in the wild card positions right now with a little bit left to play, and obviously Rodgers is having an incredible season.
Now I would say this: I think you really have to take the Seahawks seriously. I was texting with a member of the Seahawks last night, not going to give it out, and he said, "We're getting healthier. Watch out."
They're a real team. The Seahawks are just very inconsistent.
Chris Carson's healthy. Rashad Penny is supposed to play this week, so they'll have their top 2 running back talents and the 3 backup running back talents. Watch Seattle's run game starting this weekend.
Line News.
Jalen Hurts rushed for 106 yards in his first game as starting quarterback. A big part of Hurts' success was his ability to make plays with his legs, and Doug Peterson said that defenses often have trouble adjusting to a mobile quarterback.
A lot of times they don't account for him. Anytime you can create a passing lane and you got a quarterback that can push up in the pocket and then separate from there, it just stresses the defense. And so that's where some of the big plays, can really show up.
It's kind of what you were saying with the Saints.
I saw Brian Baldinger's a former NFL player, NFL Network. He goes online and does these videos, and he really teaches me football. He had one yesterday on Lamar Jackson that was so good. And they ran this play twice, and nobody accounted for Lamar. And they made it look different. And Brian does, I don't know Brian, but he does a great job of breaking down film. And the point is football defenses aren't designed to defend a great athlete at quarterback because they want to double a receiver. There's certain situational areas where if a quarterback's fast, we don't have a defensive player who matches up. He's matched up on the receivers.
And traditionally, the best athlete does not play quarterback.
So that's why the league is becoming more of a scoring league. Rules, and you don't really want to have to face a quarterback who's faster than your safeties, linebackers, and corners.
I'd be interested to talk to some defensive coordinators who, moving forward, what is the plan for that? Because this is just a trend that's going to continue. The best athlete is now playing quarterback.
Well, you know what the plan is? When they're out of the pocket, hit them a little late, and hopefully psychologically they get tired of running. But by the way, that does work.
They penalize them for that now, too, so it's very risky.
Yeah, it's risky. But one of the propositions is make sure you add a little elbow. Do that 4 or 5 times.
Put a little fear in them.
Yeah, after about 3 years, guys are like, I'm going to stay in the pocket. I mean, there's really no way to stop it if it's done efficiently.
I mean, no. We talked to Aqib Talib yesterday. He's like, it's just, they hate it. Defenses hate going against running quarterbacks. It's very hard to account for them. And this weekend, they're going to be playing another running quarterback. So that'll be an exciting game.